Do you feel like there's been a difference in care or a shedding of a stigma in dealing with children with drug-resistant epilepsy?
I do. Part of it's because of my affiliation with the Epilepsy Foundation and the support groups that the schools in our area are giving out to kids with epilepsy. But we didn't have that when Eric was growing up. In fact, when he started having 24-hour supervision, we tried to find living situations for him. And we would find locked units that were not in very good shape. It was ugly. The VNS also helped him become more free of trying to do things. The example I like to give is that Eric has been a swimmer most of his life. And he was told he couldn't swim. And he had the VNS stimulator. We moved down there and I was working at the Y. And then they have a pool. And he said, "I want to go swimming, Dad." I said, "That's fine. You can go swimming." "Well, aren't you going to take me?" "No, Eric, you have caregivers. They can take you swimming. I don't have to be there. I'm trying to." It's okay. So I come up from working in the weight room one day and there's one of his caregivers sitting in the hallway. I said, "Where's Eric?" He said, "In the pool." "He's a good swimmer." I said, "I know he is. He owns that. He owns swimming again." So he became part of the Special Olympic swim team, and it's the way the social services have improved for his care has been a relief, truly a relief.
I think some of what we're seeing in the community is because of parents like you guys. We are advocates. We have to be. And because of that, and because of, our willingness to speak out about needing better care, stuff like that we've done as parents, I think that has truly changed the face of the care that we're seeing versus when Eric was first diagnosed. While a lot of it has changed, there are still some teachers in schools that are terrified. I've experienced that. And it's interesting, though, to see where Eric's care was and where it is now, and to see where our kids are, because they are younger. And I would say that some of the care they're getting now is because of parents like Larry. Larry was a voice when there was none. And because of that, I'm grateful. And I'm hoping that, the next generation that's coming up with epilepsy, that's able to have VNS therapy, is gonna look back and go, well, I remember Lindsay and Larry and Shannon, and I remember them speaking up. And I'm hoping that it's gonna continue and it's gonna be a cycle, and there's gonna be more awareness, there's gonna be more education, and more families are going to have the opportunity to have the freedoms that we've experienced because of VNS therapy.
I want to point out the difference that all three of us have had in that Eric is older than these two girls right here. So they could be my daughters, but so the changes that have happened over the last 30 years have been remarkable. The changes that have happened over the last 6 years for Eric with the new replacement are unbelievable.
Yeah, we're so grateful for the technology in this era that we live in. I think we've made such big improvements, but there's still a ways to go as far as awareness and education. And before VNS, people would ask, "What's wrong with Bennett?" And now they're surprised when he tells them, like, "Hey, I'm epileptic." They'd had no idea.
Are you still seeing challenges, though? Like with school and just with the general population, are you still finding that there are challenges?
Absolutely, yeah. I think that we still face challenges for sure. Some of it is that education piece, letting him decide what he can and can't do versus, a caretaker or someone in a position of authority telling him what he can't do. So there's still some work to do there for sure.
Absolutely.
I think the biggest difference, and you absolutely hit on it, Lindsay, is technology. Technology is advancing every day. And I feel like it's advancing for our children and for other generations. I think that's amazing.
It's amazing how much input they have as to what they would like. Bennett, when we go to the doctor to have his VNS interrogated, he will ask if he can push the buttons. He'll want to be involved with the app and the iPad and see what they're doing and see what's going on. So I think that's really positive. But it's funny that that demand is coming from a 10-year-old child and that he's keeping pace with the technology maybe faster than some of us do as adults.
I was going to say, definitely echo that. Like when my kids go in, they're like, "Okay, so can you tell me, what my stimulations are? Can you tell me how many I had yesterday because I felt off? And it's an ownership that they're taking that is amazing because of that technology. And again, I think a lot of it is they're younger, so they're definitely way more advanced than I am, but they are the ones that are wanting to know that information. They're wanting to be able to have control of their life.
But that ownership is key too. Like as the parent of a teenager, you're seeing Bella own,
absolutely,
the control there. And that's so encouraging to see,